Hey bitches, welcome back to my channel. I want to start this video out by saying I did a video the other day and I was discussing an influencer by the name of Nina Poole. And I wasn't talking about anything bad. Well, it was a little bad because she was getting called out because people thought that she was just taking money out of the pockets of TikTok shop affiliates. And they were making videos left, right, and center about her, calling her out for it, saying she was a horrible person. Like, how could she do it? And it was all over the fact that she was like talking about Medicube, which is one of the like most viral products over on TikTok shop. But she was giving a dupe that was at Walmart for like $5.99 compared to like $15 of what some of the Medicube stuff can be. The TikTok bitches were very upset about that, but I wanted to give you guys an update about her because I personally, before speaking about that situation, I had no idea who Nina Poole was, even though she has 5.9 million people that follow her over on TikTok. Like, girl, good for you. But before I sat down to record this video, a Nina Poole video popped up for me, and she was addressing what she thought was going to be drama from a live stream that she's going to be doing, I think today, because I think the video was uploaded yesterday. She was literally sitting down to address drama that she knew people were going to have because she's doing one of those massive TikTok lives. You know, the lives a lot of influencers are signing on to now because they're getting paid a shit ton of money and it's giving them like massive exposure. Well, Nina Poole wanted to sit down and nip it in the bud because she knew that some people out there were going to be negative Bettys and they were just going to find something to have wrong with it. But she also wanted to confirm that she is not turning into one of those influencers that is going to sell out and be on these mega lives all the time. The reason that I wanted to start this video with this though is because I know we talk about a lot of negative shit on this channel. Sometimes it gets dark. Okay, I totally understand it. But Nina Poole, I just wanted to let you guys know that this is an influencer that actually deserves the following that she has because she's actually doing some good with this TikTok live stream. I'm just gonna play the video and I'm gonna shut up, but let's let her explain.
To avoid any controversy that will happen tomorrow, any crazy drama, I'm gonna be super transparent and clear.
And you know there would be
today, so we can avoid what is going to happen tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Because we're in New York. Okay, I'm gonna do a TikTok live with MCO Beauty tomorrow at their studio. I am not becoming a mega live content creator.
Is MCO Beauty the brand that does like all of the dupes? Is that the correct brand?
All of the money, the percentage of sales that would be going to me for this bundle that we are launching, it's the Duperoonie bundle, are going to go to hungry kids in Clarksville. We just got paid by Palmer's. You know, it takes a minute for the payments to come through. We just got paid yesterday by them and it was almost $20,000. So for our small community, that is a lot. We do have a problem with hungry kids in Clarksville, Tennessee. It is awful. So we are starting there and then we are going to slowly branch out, aren't we, Goober? We're going to be going to surrounding areas and hopefully we can just make this like little target just grow and grow and grow and grow. But we're going to starting in Clarksville and then we'll start expanding. Now, all of the money, all of the percentage of sales that come from this bundle tomorrow during this live, the live is only 1 hour. So if you can please show up. The bundle is $30. I know that is a big number, but the percentage of sales, so it's, I believe, just to be super transparent, $6 a sale will be going to kids in Clarksville. Again, we have a major issue with hunger and kids in need in our area.
I feel like that's a good percentage.
If you could please join it, I would really appreciate it. We're gonna go today to go see the billboard in Times Square with my face on it for the MCO Beauty launch, all of our collaborations. We have a few different things activating today and tomorrow and within the next few weeks with them. So thank you so much, MCO Beauty. But yes, so if you could please make it tomorrow, let me know if you'll be there. We will be raising money for them. I cannot have a video with the link on here. I got a violation. I'll put the violation here. It was really crummy. I guess you can't donate money from TikTok Shop live in the rules. I don't know. So I just wanted you to know that's what we're doing with the money.
That's weird.
Again, because we've been so blessed. I mean, we're sitting in New York in a hotel. Like, we do not need any more of that. The kids need it. We love you. Give me a kiss. See you tomorrow. See you later today to show you the billboard. If you want to see that, let us know. It feels very weird and it feels super vain. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. I am excited. I am trying to wrap my brain around it and I am trying to make it feel okay in my head. But yeah. Okay, bye.
I just think that is so nice of her to do, and I was glad that I came across that video because honestly, you know what I was sitting here thinking as she was like going over like what they were going to be doing and who they were going to be donating to? I was thinking for some reason about Michaela Nogueira and Chris Appleton and those 2 Chanel bags that they were doing a giveaway for, a raffle for, whatever the hell it was for. And all of a sudden, poof, the bags are just gone. If you didn't know, I'm doing a giveaway over on Facebook for people that go and follow my new page over there, and I'm giving away a Michael Kors backpack. I'm gonna link it down below for you guys. But I have received comments from people talking about the whole Michaela Nogueira and Chris Appleton Chanel bag thing, and said I better post a video of proof of this bag getting shipped out. And trust and believe, I had already thought about that before you guys were leaving that comment, because I too want to know where those Chanel bags are, Michaela. Because you know, now that I'm sitting here all zooted and I'm like actually thinking about it, ever since that video that Michaela uploaded with Chris Appleton for those Chanel bags, she has definitely been into the Chanel store many times over, purchasing bags not only for herself, but for her friends as gifts. So girl, where are the ones that you were giving away is what I want to know. Does anyone know? Could you answer the question, please? Okay, so moving on from that, I was scrolling over on TikTok and I came across this drama from someone that I never thought that I would really see involved in any kind of drama at all. They just kind of like normally like steer clear of that, and I think that is great. Girl, keep it up. But I'm totally here for you doing this and calling out these DM creators. I am talking about Jen Loves. You guys remember Jen Loves reviews? Well, she is over on TikTok giving all of the updates, and I came across this video because she's calling out a creator by the name of Selena Spooky Boo. Do you guys know who I'm talking about? Well, there's a little bit of drama going on with Selena Spooky Boo and a company called Glaminatrix. I believe that's how you say their name. Y'all, this drama apparently stems from the fact that both Selena and this Glaminatrix company were coming out with a poop-themed makeup palette. I think the Glaminatrix one was like an April Fool's joke, but apparently in this video, Selena is going to do a lot of lying. We are going to learn just, I guess, what all those lies are, because Jen Loves, she left a comment underneath this video and she said, girl, exclamation point. I looked into this and why are you lying? In all capital letters with four question marks, girl. She was serious. I'm so mad right now. I was on your side, but everything you said here is a lie. So I guess let's watch Selena Spooky Boo lie to us about these makeup palettes and God knows what else.
I am a sweet little baby who likes no drama whatsoever, but I have been power tagged. I usually don't look at my tags, but I was tagged so many times today that I have to address drama that I don't want to be a part of. I have a super small business called Beauty X Boo. It was birthed in 2021, and I only ever sell like 1 to 2 makeup products at a time, things that I developed and created that like I really, really like. And of course, one that I created was this. It's the poop palette. This one sold out just a bit ago, but this one has always been up for the last, I think, like 2 years. It's like, you're the shit deuce. Put it on me to create poop humor. I do not, own poop humor. I don't own poop palette, but some happen, and I'll be honest. I just kind of feel kind of gross, and it just kind of hurt my feelings. And just because so many freaking people are asking me about it these last 2 days, I've gone down the rabbit hole. We're just gonna talk about it for a minute. First, this is my website. April Fool's Day, this company, Glaminatrix Cosmetics, posts a Tones of Turds palette.
Okay, just looking at the makeup palette for everyone out there, is this something that you would buy as like a novelty? Do you think like the turd tone palettes or the poop themed makeup collections, is that something that you would like go for? Like, are you laughing? Are you kikiing about this? I'm not.
I didn't see this. I have now learned about this. So I was like, okay, because this is what I was getting tagged in today. Like crazy. Going into these old posts and stuff, I found that I was tagged a lot and stuff like that. But I decided to dig a little deeper and see if they ever like reached out. Like, I don't own poop. I don't, but I think what shocked me was like exact names and exact colors out of my palettes were used. So I went in my email and I found this in my spam. They had wrote me and they said that they were an indie brand, same, hey, and they were from Australia and that they had done this April Fool's thing. And then to their surprise and panic, that I got brought up a lot. And they said that they hadn't seen my palette before. But today with my research, they follow me. And I kind of post about it for a lot there for a minute. So that's not the matter. Here's what happened. This is where I got sad. They said, here's a wild idea. Why don't we join forces and actually make this happen? Their palette. Which, why would I do that? Mine exists. You can buy it right now. And then they said, we're thinking about a 15-pan palette. Same humor, but elevated, prettier tones. Do you not think mine is... Why were you so passively kind of mean?
Was that a read? Like, did they just like insult her about her palette? Like, we're going to elevate your product because, girl, It's kind of giving shitty, I guess, but I mean, that's on
Mean
theme.
girl vibe, yo. Like when you go to a YouTube video of mine, there it is. You go into any link in bio, there it is. Like it's everywhere. It almost seems like they think that I created it once and maybe it didn't exist, but like, I think it's pretty. Look at that. I didn't want it to be all classic browns. I wanted you to really play.
Okay, so this is like a turd-themed makeup collection. I'm a little lost right now because that one palette was literally just all different color shades of shit, which some of those shades, girl, if your doo-doo is that color, you probably need to go to the effing doctor. This is nothing like that palette. Where are we going with this? Like, why are we so upset about this? I'm a little confused, especially if the one was just an April Fool's joke and it wasn't actually a palette, because it did, in my opinion, it looked like AI, which is something that is awful in the makeup community right now. I've seen a lot of brands out there actually complaining, a lot of smaller brands out there actually complaining about people using AI for their artwork for things. One, it's putting artists out of business. Shame on all of y'all that are trying to just use AI for literally every single thing. AI is great. I get it. ChatGPT is amazing. Pay your fucking artists. Like, come on. But anywho, I guess let's just continue.
The colors of your asshole. I'm sorry. Today, after all the tags, I went onto their page and I had commented, and it was a nice comment. And I went back a couple hours, like it was just me being like, oh wow, I didn't know this was a thing. And then I went back a couple hours later, and they deleted it. And in that moment, I was like I was fine with all this, but it's like, no, you're being mean now. We're all women. We have to uplift each other and shit, right? I don't know. I'm at a weird place with it. Okay, I'm at a weird place. I get coming out with a palette. Maybe if one is like retired. I know companies do stuff like that. Poop is a weird one to choose, but with the names that they chose and stuff, like a lot of them, you could tell that they had seen the ones that I use, and they try to do variations of it. I'm not in their head. I can't say that. But like there are colors that are like so freaking close, and there's actual like skid mark was used, and they made their skid mark black. And if you're just right now between you and me, if your skid mark is black, go to the doctor. I'm just having one of those minutes where like I know I have a lot of followers and stuff, but my business is very, very small, and I just have two products. I have a Ouija board.
You know, honestly, like TMI, but unless you ate like a whole sleeve of Oreos or something of that nature, like a really rich dark chocolate, then okay, maybe not so much concerned, like, oh, I need to go to the doctor. But if it continues, heed the warning and go.
One and a poop one, because those are my two personalities, and I feel like maybe they saw it and they saw how much people liked it and they wanted to run with it, and that's cool. But it just feels like part of it feels kind of bad. But the weird thing too is my palette has one more color than theirs, and I'm not being shady, but mine is $29 and theirs is $87. So if you wanna support a sad hoe today for $29, pick up You're the Shit Deuce, where you can rub Dutch oven, party pooper, fudge nugget, prairie doggin, rosebud, wet fart, or beef stew on your eyes. I'm gonna go eat my pain away.
That wind. Okay, so we need to talk about this a little bit before I play Jen Love's response, because she called her out for all the lies that she told in that video. So we're gonna find out what that is. But I'm a little confused going into that clip because she was talking about how there are shades that are extremely similar in that. Did anybody see the shades that were similar? Like, am I blind? I know I need to go and get a new prescription for my glasses. But I'm gonna be honest, I'm a little lost right now as to why the audience was so upset with this company for putting out this, I guess, April Fool's joke of this poop palette. Was it just because their favorite influencer created a poo palette themselves and they're like, oh my God, you're stealing this idea? Girl, that means, I mean, she's an adult. Okay, so that means that there's a lot of other adults out there that are finding poop extremely funny. I don't think shit is funny like that. Like, some shit is funny. Not that kind of shit, though, you know? Okay, so before I play the clip of Jen Love's response, somebody did comment about the email that Glaminatrix sent to Selena Spooky Boo, and this is what they had to say. They are referring to their April Fool's Day palette, and her nailing the shade names is meaning they have similar taste/humor because of their joke palette that they put up not knowing about hers. They reached out, she didn't respond. They didn't copy anything. They had one name in common, which I guess would have been the skid mark that she was bitching about. And to be quite honest, with the poop-themed palette, I am shocked there weren't more. That's what I thought when she was bringing up how there's a shade named Skidmark in it, because honestly, if there was a crap theme palette and Skidmark wasn't in it, we would honestly all be sitting here thinking like, what was wrong? Who didn't bring that to the drawing board when you were putting this together? Because Skidmark, Glaminatrix wasn't in the wrong here. Oh, Selena deliberately lied and tried to compare prices that weren't even the same form of currency. shady fucking boots, because remember she said that hers was $29 and theirs was $87. Okay, shady boots. Intentional, deliberate. Poor me, go buy my palette instead of theirs. She is wrong for this. So basically what they were saying is that Selena Spooky Boo was trying to capitalize on this situation, and she was trying to say like, hey, look at how ridiculous the price of theirs is. Mine is only $29. Please, woe is me. There's drama that I'm involved in. Go buy my palette. I wonder how many people fell for it. I wonder how many people went and purchased one. Okay, so now that we know all that, let's find out why Jen Love said that Selena Spooky Boo is a liar, and why she said that she was on her side originally, but she is no longer on her side anymore, and she had to upload this video and call her out because, girl, I'm still sitting here thinking about the shades from those palettes, and I'm still like a little confused on the drama myself. So give us some clarification, Jen Loves.
This story really truly hurts my heart because there's a creator on here that has lied. And not only is she lying, she's lying and also hurting a small independent beauty brand. So what I'm gonna do is I wanna show you what Selena, also known as Selena Spooky Boo, what she's talking about, and let you decide for yourself what you think. It's almost hard to take the story
we are here to
seriously
judge.
because it's about a poop palette. Glaminatrix Cosmetics for April Fool's Day, they came out with a mock-up of a Tones of Turd eyeshadow palette, and it was supposed to be a joke. And they
Literally ugly as shit. Like, mission accomplished with this. Ugly as shit.
were planning on coming out with a version of it that was not poop. People were so like demanding over that they wanted the poop theme palette to actually come out. They actually came out with both. Tones of Turd did launch along with a palette called Grounded. They had the same color storage,
now wait a minute.
different
Let's
outer
go back.
packaging.
Stop
and
pausing.
different-
That's actually a very pretty palette. Okay. Could this be the palette that Selena was originally talking about? Because this actually has like other shades that I'd be like, okay, that kind of looks like one that could have been in her palette. Would I say it's almost identical? No. But if we're talking about that original palette, I don't know what she was talking about. I'm a little confused. So they were going to come out with two separate palettes. One was the joke that was like the really shitty colors. And then they were going to come out with this pretty one. And there was a lot of people that were wanting the original shit palette. Okay, wow.
names on the shades. Now, back in 2020, Selena came out with her own poop-themed eyeshadow palette. This is what it looked like, but that one hasn't been around for many years. She did release a second poop palette called Deuce, and that one is still available on her website. So when Glaminatrix did the sneak peek of this, people were tagging Selena and saying, you know, that this palette has already existed. Someone else came out with a poop theme palette, that this isn't a new concept. So Glaminatrix reached out to Selena and was like, hey, you know, we want to do this. We know you've done something similar in the past. Would you want to collaborate on this? Now, Selena claims that she never saw this this email from Glaminatrix Cosmetics, and only recently she's been tagged
I bet she didn't.
that she's seen this. So this Tones of Turd palette ended up being a bestseller for Glaminatrix. And I don't know why Selena's doing this now, but she went on her TikTok last week and she said this.
But I decided to dig a little deeper and see if they ever like reached out. Like, I don't own poop. I don't, but I think what shocked me was like exact names and exact colors out of my palettes were used.
Let's look at what Selena's saying and let's look and see if it's true. So remember, the palette that Selena came out with originally has not been around for a long time. The only
Thank God Jen Loves. She's going to give us some clarification on this because, as I said earlier, I did not see any of the shades that I was like, oh yeah, they definitely like ripped her off. So thank you, Jen Loves.
The one that's available right now is the Deuce palette. So let's look at that first.
Okay.
When you look at the mock-up Glaminatrix put out, it had 12 shades and Selena's has 16 shades. Now, they both have a shade called Party Pooper in there, but they are not the same color at all. But that's the only shade name that's the same. To be fair, though, let's look at the original palette and see if there's any similarities. And we look at that, and there's only one shade name overlap there, and it's Skid Mark, but they're different, completely different colors.
And they said that they hadn't seen my palette before. But today, with my research, they follow me, and I kind of post about it for a lot there for.
Could they not have followed her after people were tagging her nonstop in their comment section, like you're ripping off her idea, and then they sent the email? Could they have not followed her at that time? Can we get clarification of when they followed Miss Selena?
Like when you go to a YouTube video of mine, there it is. You go into any link in bio, there it is. Like it's everywhere. It almost seems like they think that I created it once and maybe it didn't exist.
I personally don't buy this at all because
I don't
Even
either, girl.
if, let's just say Glam Matrix has been following Selena since all of this. She launched her Deuce palette in 2023. Why would they wait to copy her till 2025? Selena does not post about this palette often. Maybe it's in the description box of her videos, but Glam Matrix would have had to have.
I'm gonna be so for real. She might have 28.7, I believe, million followers. I had no idea about this poop palette. I have seen Selena's videos on TikTok, but honestly, I have not seen anything about this poop palette that I can remember. So, I mean, not so crazy to think like maybe they didn't know as well, you know?
Like, seek that out. Like, it just doesn't make any dang sense. And they don't look alike at all. And there's only one shade that's the same name, and they're not even the same color. Because when Glaminatrix finally launched their real palette, they actually took Party Pooper out. Skid Mark is still in there, but it's still not the same shade.
And they said, we're thinking about a 15-pan palette, same humor, but elevated, prettier tones. Do you not think, man, wow, he's so passively kind of mean. Mean girl vibe, yo.
Now this part, I was like, okay, that is me. So what I did was I reached out to Glam Matrix and I was like, okay, so I'm gonna do a story on this. What's going on here? And they were like, that is not what we meant. And if you think about it, it makes sense what Glam Matrix told me. They said that what they meant was they wanted to do an elevated version of their mock-up. It has all those shimmer shades, all those glitters and duochromes and all that stuff in that center row. And Selena just misinterpreted that. If you're a brand, unless you're a complete idiot, why would you insult the person that you're trying to collaborate with? Makes absolutely no sense. So again, let's give Selena the benefit of the doubt. Maybe she didn't realize it. She took it personally. She didn't realize that they didn't mean that. She really thought they were attacking her. Now, when I reached out to Glaminatrix, they said that they have emailed Selena about her video that she put up because they are getting a ton of hate comments because of Selena's post. They're getting all this really just
plagiarism
stuff. Like basically, a lot of it is just people defending Selena, saying, you know, you stole this, you're thieves, you're this, you're that, accusing them of stealing this concept. Look at them. Really? Is that stealing? Really? But even
Now, I have to agree. Like, we have all been looking at those images that she is putting up of these different palettes. Girl, this audience is literally looking for tits on an ant when it comes to Selena and this company. I hope that from all this drama with Selena, because honestly, girl, tits on an ant, literally, I hope that this company has sold out of whatever they were trying to sell and people are on their side, because what do you mean? What do you mean, ma'am?
with that, Glaminatrix told me that they emailed Selena and apologized. They apologized for a skid mark being in both palettes. They said that when
For
they
what?
realized
What are you
that she had
apologizing
come
for?
out with a palette, they actually made an Instagram story promoting Selena's store, promoting Selena's palette, saying, look, there is another poop palette. If you want to go buy it, here it is. And maybe Selena doesn't know that. Again, I want to give as much benefit of the doubt as I can.
Today after
I
all the
know.
text, I went onto their page and I had commented, and it was a nice comment. And I went back a couple hours, like it was just me being like, oh wow, I didn't know this was a thing. And then I went back a couple hours later, and they deleted it.
Glaminatrix denies they deleted Selena's comment, but they said that the person who was running the account was very upset, and she was deleting quite a few comments that were really mean. Her feelings were really hurt, and she just feels like all these people are coming at her, and she's just not used to that. So she's been deleting a lot, and she said she may have deleted Selena's comment by accident, but she doesn't remember ever even reading it. So I don't know what's going on there. That's a she said thing.
With the names that they chose and stuff, like a lot of them, you could tell that they had seen the ones that I
don't know if I
use, and
believe that.
they try to do variations of it. I'm not in their head, I can't say that. But like there are colors that are like so freaking close.
It was at this point that I started to get angry at Selena, like absolutely angry, because
was it, y'all.
on what world are these the same?
Let's all scoot in a little closer right now and let's look at these shade names and how many do we see that are similar or a complete ripoff of Selena's palettes. Obviously, we know Skid Mark, okay. And what was the other one? I think it was Party Pooper, that when they came out with their palette, they did not use that name, but they still used Skid Mark. Girl, I'm telling y'all, tits on the ant.
If you look at the shade names, there's no overlapping except for that one shade Skid Mark. She doesn't show them on the screen because they are not close.
Skid mark was used. Skid mark was used. And they made their skid mark black. And if you're, just right now, between you and me, if your skid mark is black, go to the doctor.
And this is shady as hell, because if they had done skid mark as a brown, what would she have said? They copied the shade. What other color is skid mark gonna be? But brown. So they did black, and now she's making fun of them for it.
At least it wasn't gray.
My palette has
Y'all remember
one
when
more
Jacqueline was
color.
trying to tell people that there was a gray undertone when she was talking about the Morphe concealer and the foundation, and she was like hyping up the gray undertones, like, girl, casket ready.
And I'm not being shady, but mine is $29, and theirs is $87.
Now, I'm not being shady, but if you've seen, look at this picture of this palette. If you've used a lot of eyeshadow palettes, you know how this palette's going to perform just by looking at it. Now look at Glaminatrix's palette.
Cheap?
Look at the swatches.
So for it, okay,
Guaranteed
great. I'm glad that she put this clip in. That
there's
is a very
no way
pretty
in
palette
hell
from Glaminatrix.
That palette is going to perform the same way as Glaminatrix.
Definitely not. That looks
Also,
chalky as hell,
here
don't it?
comes another lie. Or maybe she misspoke. I guess she could have. She said it cost $87. It cost $64. Because nobody's going to double check her. They're not checking her to make sure she's not lying.
Okay, still very pricey for that palette. However, it is a very pretty palette. You know what it reminds me of? Do you remember Tati's palette when she came out with that? Do you guys think that Tati is going to come out with Tati Beauty again? Come out with another version or bring that one out of retirement? People love that palette, Tati. It was a very pretty palette. Y'all need to let Tati know she needs to bring it back.
They're just going over to Glaminatrix's Instagram and TikTok and telling them that they're liars and that they're thieves. When they're not.
If you want to support a sad hoe today for $29, pick up You're the
You know what? This is why I think she actually made this video. I personally believe, and this is just a belief, I believe that she cannot sell those palettes. She needed a way to re-promote those palettes, and she's using Glaminatrix in order to sell her shitty palettes. That's my opinion.
Not her
and
shitty
it is
palettes.
a shitty palette. There's all over it. So interpret that how you will. This is
Okay, Jen
so
Loves.
messed up. This is so messed up because it feels so intentional. I am just so incredibly disappointed because, you know, even though I haven't really followed Selena's content closely, I've always had a level of respect for her. I think that she's absolutely hilarious, and I've, you know, watched her content on and off and enjoyed it. And, you know, being in the influencer space for a long time, you know, you get to know who's real and who's not. And it's always disappointing when you learn that someone you thought was real was one of those influencers.
Who are the other ones Jen loves? Tell us. Girl. No, I'm just being shady. Please do not get into that kind of drama, girl. Don't go down that road. But if you did want to continue calling people out over on TikTok, I would love it. This was a great video put on by Jen Loves. You guys should definitely go follow her over on TikTok. Okay, so moving on from that, I want to talk about this clip from the BFFs podcast that I came across the other day. It's the podcast with Brianna Chickenfry, and I can't think of what the guy's name is right now, but honestly, it's not a podcast that I have ever like sat down to watch. I just don't really like vibe with Brianna Chickenfry and the guy that's like on it. I don't. And I know that some people out there that is like very offensive, and some people get offended when they say they just don't vibe with people like these two, I guess, because they are very upset because Oscar Gracie, who is, if you don't know, the other host on Just Trish, but he's also had like a very long career in social media, but also like Hollywood. So let's watch and see what the BFFs podcast has to say, and actually what Oscar has to say about them, because I think that they actually played the clip of him talking about them. They do say that every single time that they bring up Trisha and Oscar, it's always in response to what Oscar and Trisha have to say about them. I mean, I guess they're going to have another response because Trisha and Oscar actually responded on the Just Trish podcast. And I think Oscar, from the clip that I saw, I'm going to play it later, but I think that he actually held up like an Emmy that he has won. A very good clap back for Oscar. So we're going to get to that, but let's see what has like these two in like a little bit of a tizzy right now. Didn't Trisha have a little bit of drama with Brianna Chickenfry over some comments that she made about the whole breakup that she was going through with, who was she with? Brown? Zach Brown?
Guys, top of the line, BFF's Corner. Oscar from Trisha's podcast had a lot of shit to say about us interviewing Adam Sandler. So let's roll that clip.
You know what's crazy, dude, is we have never talked about them ever. We only like talk about them responding to them talking about us.
And I don't think I've ever said anything bad. I think I've only said nice things.
It's crazy. I don't know why they like always have to talk about us.
I think I've only been nice. Damn. All right, let's go. Let's get into this.
I'm gonna skip through it.
Okay, come on, victims from the beginning.
It's long.
This little boy should not be doing interviews. This little boy should not be doing interviews. Okay? This is absolutely crazy.
Oh, okay. Oscar, right out the gate. Right out the gate. I don't know if there's context missing because obviously this is not the clip of the full live stream. I'm sure that is uploaded somewhere. But this little boy should not be doing interviews. There has to be a good reason for him saying that, though. There has to be. I've seen some pretty bad fucking interviews, so there's got to be.
Crazy word. This might be the craziest thing I've ever seen in my life. Okay, I guess Barstool Sports, because it's a golf movie, off the charts levels of unserious. I can't even process this. I can't even process this. Literally, how long have I been streaming? You've been holding out this news on me for like 2 hours. Okay, y'all left after the rebrand. Like when things make sense, like if Brittany Broski was Adam Sandler was on Royal Court with Brittany Broski, if he was doing the Drew Afwalo podcast, I would be like, this makes sense. This is just so random.
That's pretty much, he just keeps going crazy, and then he's like, you guys only got
Girl, I'm just sitting here thinking, please no fucking Brittany Broski content. That is just one influencer, if there's ever one that I definitely do not want to see pop up on my timeline on any social media platform, it is Brittany Broski, okay? I got the humor when it was like the kombucha thing. Everybody was like, oh, haha, having a kiki about it. But after the fact, you lost me, girl.
because of Barstool, not because of you guys. He goes crazy for 4 minutes straight, so
Wait,
I won't
Do you
push
guys
through that.
do you guys think that it makes any sense to him?
I don't think it makes any sense to him at all.
Because you know what, I'm going crazy because I think it doesn't make any sense. Maybe, guys.
It makes no.
I don't know, because I think maybe it doesn't, because it's crazy, because maybe it doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make any. It doesn't make any sense to me. And he can't believe it.
That was a waste of 4 minutes. What an entertaining stream.
But you know what's crazy, Jay? You know what's crazy is
What's crazy, Brie?
he said that we only got it because of Barstool. We were actually the only podcast at Barstool allowed to interview him. The only one that he wanted to come on. And I have been his biggest fan since college. I've been talking about him for fucking.
Okay, so they're trying to paint it like there's a little bit of jealousy from the Just Trish camp over the fact that Trisha did not get the Adam Sandler interview or just whatever interview that they were doing. Did y'all watch Happy Gilmore 2 on Netflix? Was it good? I've seen so many conflicting reviews. I don't know. I'm gonna have to go back and watch the first one, but does the second one compare at all, or was it just like a huge waste of time for everyone out there and people are upset about it? Let me know in the comment section.
So it does make sense. And you know what? We only had 15 minutes with him because that's what we were allotted. We weren't allowed to use our own cameras. We weren't allowed to use our own thing. So the audio was a little fucked because that's what they gave us. And second of all, it was great. He was amazing. And we're not serious interviewers. This wasn't going to be a sit down. It was about Happy Gilmore too. And I think he did great. So you know what? Fuck you, Oscar.
I think it was
mean.
a great interview. I think it was a fun time. I think that we killed it. Also, I got invited to his daughter's bat mitzvah, right? It makes sense that I'm going to get to go and interview him. What are we talking about? I was at a bat mitzvah. Where were you, Oscar? Huh? Exactly.
I don't know why
Not at no
Oscar
bat
hates
mitzvah.
you so much.
Yeah, what the hell, Oscar? What's with this beef? When did I beef with you? Why do we have this? Why is there this negative energy in between us? What's going on?
Maybe
I'm all about love. I'm all about love and spreading positivity over here.
So after the clips of the BFFs podcast were going viral, Trisha said, you are not going to talk shit about my gay co-host, my friend Oscar. That is just not something that is going to fly. So Oscar, on the Just Trish podcast, along with Trisha Paytas, decided that they were going to address what the BFFs podcast had to say about them.
In general, is pretty unserious. Yeah.
Okay, so to the BFFs podcast, let's see. So if you guys don't know, Brianna Chickenfry and Josh, they responded to a clip on their little program from my live stream where I joked about their interview with Adam Sandler. And if
Live stream on Oscar's
my
channel.
own personal channel.
What was the
But it was fine if
theme
you
of this podcast? Like, I know they always do like a theme and they get into costume and all that, but what is the theme of this one? This one is not like clicking to me. It's not clocking to me, as Justin Bieber would say.
Say it here too. I'm just clarifying that it was on a channel that you were streaming for 3 hours.
Yes, it was a 3-hour stream. It was to like 600 people. And in the stream too, I was having
Oscar.
viewers give their ideas for hot topics that we would talk about on Just Trish. Props. I love it.
Okay, love.
But yeah, so in this live stream, it was like almost 3 hours, and we were talking to viewers, and they were giving me ideas of what we could do for hot topics. It was kind of like a behind the scenes. I needed a live stream that day, and also needed a prep for Just Trish. I was like 2 birds, 1 stone. And in the live stream, someone asked me to react to Brianna's interview with Adam Sandler for Happy Gilmore 2, and I was pretty bamboozled and baffled. because from a media standpoint, it was just kind of random. Like, it just baffled me. And listen, I'm not an influencer. I was just live streaming for fun. It was to a small crowd. It was my one day off.
And it's live.
And it's live.
React.
Girl, 600 people, and that's like a small crowd. You know that those people were screen recording, and they were going to get messy with it and upload that shit to TikTok.
Is live. It's like your initial reaction. It was captured.
Yes, it was my initial reaction.
You didn't sleep on it and thought the next morning, like, I need to talk about this. It was just like, oh,
Yes.
like.
It was live in the moment. This is the first time I heard about their interview for Happy Gilmore 2. It was also like 2 weeks after the movie came out. So, yeah, it was just a live in the moment reaction.
Bitch,
and,
that was shady.
It was very unserious altogether. You know, I was just having a laugh.
I watched you talking about it. We hadn't watched the clips. Last episode, I just had seen clips. I hadn't watched like the entirety of it. I still haven't watched the entirety of it. In fact, I usually scroll past their clips because it's like they're like weirdly triggering. And as anything that triggers you, you should probably not watch it. And that's why I was like, even after this, I'm like, I'm always just gonna like go right past because it's actually like so triggering sometimes to watch people.
Okay, growth. We love that for Trisha, showing the maturity with that one.
And I don't get triggered easily, but like for some reason, and their names are Brianna LaPiglia and Josh Richardson is their names because people always think we're like trying to be funny by not knowing their last names, but like I looked it up, that's the name, and yeah, like it's weirdly triggering, and I don't know, it's always has been Brianna, I think especially towards me, like it's always been like weirdly triggering. I try to be like on her side, and I like it's like, you know, sometimes it just doesn't mesh. So I'm like,
now I remember what the drama was with Trisha Paytas and Brianna Chickenfry. Well, at least one of the things. Brianna Chickenfry at the Barstool offices was showing everyone Trisha Paytas's like OF, and they were sitting around and they were laughing about it. That's what it was. I think there was a little bit more to that, right? Girl, just awful.
I'll always scroll past after this, but this one I saw this clip and I was just like, we should have talked more about it because it's actually problematic. But
yeah, and for some reason my little live stream struck a nerve. Don't truly know why, but
it truly did.
Yeah, we weren't even going to talk about it really because it's like, I obviously just kind of bring for two reasons. You know, I do believe that like if you talk about someone, yes, they obviously have the right to respond. So that's one thing, and then two, it's also like if the one clip that I'm seeing get a lot of traction is you're talking about a nobody like me, like that says a lot more about your program.
Well, so first of all, you are iconic because you are a part of the
like
Trish.
An influence. Like I'm not an influence. I'm not.
Well, now you kind of are, but yeah.
I don't know if I agree with that though. I'm just like, I'm gonna choose to live by. I don't give a rat's ass if you have 1 million subscribers, if you have 500,000 subscribers, if you have the same amount that I do, if you have less than I do, if you have 500 subscribers. If you say something foul to me and that's just downright fucking disgusting, and I so choose to want to respond to you because you left it on a public forum where I can literally see it and literally anyone can respond, then anyone can get it. Let's be completely honest. This is the year 2025. Anybody can get it. I'm not living by that whole, and it's so annoying when, and I'm not saying this about Oscar, but there have been times where I will clap back at someone and you immediately get hit with, oh, I'm just a nobody on social media. Why are you wasting your time on me? Because bitch, you left it publicly. Okay? And you know what? I ain't got nothing to do right now. I'm probably sitting on the toilet tweeting. Okay? Not anymore because I left Twitter for Facebook because Twitter is just like a cesspool, but I'm quickly learning that about Facebook as well. People get so pissed off at you on Facebook for no fucking reason. It's so crazy. Like this lady was in my DMs the other day and she was so upset because I posted a picture of Sarah Michelle Gellar on the set of Buffy, and it was just something like Buffy is back to filming and Sarah Michelle Gellar is on set, and I used a few hashtags. Apparently this lady likes to go around on Facebook and tell people about Buffy, and she tried to comment on my page and apparently it was getting flagged automatically, and she was like, I don't know if you have a problem with me. Bitch, I do now. I do not, because what are you doing in my DMs? Take your foolishness and get on, bitch. Anyways, let's get back to what he has to say.
That says more about that. But then, yes, you're right. I was also just ignoring the clips. I'm like, whatever, go off. But then I did catch wind of one remark that Brianna made. And I was like, I don't know if I can let this go either. I really don't know.
It was bad. It was pretty bad. I was kind of like, ugh.
Yes. Brianna made a casually homophobic remark. And
casually, very
casually.
We didn't see that clip.
And during this little tirade against me, where she suggested that I was,
you know what?
Shady toward.
You know what? Honestly, she seems like the type. I'm gonna be completely honest. She seems like she would say it
because I have a crush on him.
Energy in between us. What's going on?
Maybe
I'm all about love.
Which is a very blatant microaggression. I get there's going to be people who say that's not that big of a deal. It's just a joke. But also considering the only times I ever hear about Brianna is when she's either being ignorant or cheated on. She has a track record of really putting her foot in her mouth and saying things that are offensive. So I shouldn't have been as surprised
Drag
as
that
I was,
bitch.
but it did kind of take me out for a second. So that I just couldn't.
I'll be honest, if someone said that about me and someone, I wouldn't be offended by it, but I do get like where he is coming from and what he is saying in that instance.
Overlook.
When Josh was like going in on like being mean, like he was, you know, like you said, he's responding to something that he thought was like, I guess, serious on your end, which like, you know, for the record, you said it wasn't. It's like unserious. Mad. He was very mad, very angry. It wasn't like a lighthearted key to which she's like, yeah, maybe he likes you.
Mm-hmm. And also, like, saying that stuff in general leads to so much violence against queer people. Like, literally, to kids in high school, like, that whole rhetoric of, like, oh, the gay kid is, like, preying on the straight kid, that leads to so much queer violence.
All right. Which, let's talk about this, Oscar and Trisha, which is why there should be no leniency when it comes to James Charles and all these scandals that he gets in, okay? Because it's always James Charles preying on a straight person. Same thing with Jeffree Star. Let's be fucking for real. Let's not forget Jeffree Star. You know, it just popped into my head. You remember that morning we all woke up and there was some guy that was walking to the airport in Wyoming because he was at Jeffree Star's house and Jeffree like swatted at him to get the camera away from him because apparently he went out there thinking that he was going to redo Jeffree's floors, but then it turned into something like creepier. He said that Jeffree was trying to like watch him while he was trying to shower, like just very weird shit. You know? And people just like turn a blind eye because they think that Jeffree as well as James Charles are both just like so fucking hilarious. The amount of comments that I see about James Charles, like, he raised me and I can't hate him because he's just so funny. Girl, that's just sad, you know?
And also, at a time where literally, the timing of this is crazy. The timing where the Supreme Court is going to be ruling on same-sex marriage. Like, the whole timing of this, it all put like a really bad taste in my mouth. So I feel like that is a big reason why we kind of have to like speak up. And also, I don't understand this whole thing too with like, I literally said like, oh, he's not my type. I didn't like his outfit. Really was the gist of it. I didn't like his outfit. It was like random to me. So everyone rest assured, Brianna, not my type. My type is not chopped. My type is not boring. So everyone is good. Everyone is safe. And also I feel like we've been like very positive about, especially Brianna and Jen, the rare time she comes up, despite everything against her, despite my introduction
Not
to her
anymore.
being when she body shamed you.
Yeah.
And despite everything.
Which she's like, I never ever talk about Trisha. I was like, girl, every time I bring it up, she always have to talk about that. That was a long time ago. And she like apologized and DM'd to me and then she was, so yeah. Oh, sorry, go ahead. But yeah, that was like the first. No, she's always had very like not nice energy towards us, and we tried to like pass because you know, as we always say, it's like people
She just
do
looks
change.
like a stink
She is
bitch,
like
I'm gonna be honest.
she was becoming a little more mainstream, and then the stuff with Zach happened, and we're like, okay, like you know, we always try to champion the girl, and even in this interview, we're like, I even was like, oh, like Brianna maybe should have just done it because she is kind of the front facing one of them. So it was just very much like Josh didn't want to be there. I feel like it's criticism. Like anyone says with me, oh, Trisha's mean to Moses or this. It's like, you know, it's criticism. People like can say stuff about you, whatever. It's not like mean and just like nasty. We're not like body shaming either of them.
Yes.
And Brianna's very like big on like, that's why I thought she changed too. She's very open about her insecurity about her body. So I was like, okay, maybe she didn't mean to body shame me like 4 years ago or whatever, you know? So it's like, she's always like missed the mark when it comes to me. And it's like, maybe she just doesn't.
I feel like, and maybe this is a hot take, but people that are very insecure will judge others for their insecurities and try to make fun of them and like use that against them. It's like, girl, are you not in the same boat? Like, come on. Like, what is happening here?
Text clips too, but it's like, yeah, it's kind of sad because we've always kind of been, especially lately, I've been championing her. I even commented like, you know, this is like cool. Like she's like on some show and I was like, oh, this is cool before all this, you know? So it's like just weird to like, but when people say those, like those slighted comments where it's just very like under the radar sort of things, it's like, it comes from like a deeper place of like, yeah, like there's like a, whether it's homophobia or just like this like hatred or this like evil, like a meanness in her, you know? It doesn't just come off the cuff. That's
It's
not
a
the
meanness.
first thing people say
Let's
in
be
2025.
honest.
It's something people say in like the 90s. Like, what do you got a crush on me? Like, you know, and then like you said, it becomes an issue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even when we were talking about the whole thing too, it was like, yeah, Brianna could probably continue doing these interviews or whatever. So it did seem like very out of pocket to have that much anger towards something that, again, was very, very unserious. But I mean, since they did tell me to off, I feel like I can be pretty transparent that, like, yeah, I was baffled because I didn't think they had the charisma nor the interview skills to pull this off. And I was apparently right, because the video with Adam Sandler was struggling to hit 30K views. Okay, like, let's just be for real. Those are just the indisputable facts. Okay, like, I don't understand. You can't argue that. And I get you guys have millions of followers on Instagram, but if people aren't clicking on the video, then people want to look at you, but they don't want to hear from you. And that's just the tea. Okay, that's not a me problem. That's you problem.
And
okay, so that is the only clip that I wanted to play from the Just Trish podcast. And I think that Oscar did a very good job of sticking up for himself and just really being like shady in like the nicest way possible, I would say. I think that Brianna Chickenfry and the Josh guy, Josh was his name, I think that they are definitely going to have a response to this. And I think that Brianna Chickenfry might be a little bit more nasty in her response. I don't know about y'all. You guys are going to have to let me know down in the comment section if you want to see the rest of what they had to say, because there was a clip. I don't know where it is. It wasn't saved on my phone for some reason. But there is a clip of Oscar holding up, I think it's an Emmy is what he was holding up. Wasn't it Emmy? One of those awards. He was holding up an award, a very prestigious award, let's say it like that. But go over to the Just Trish podcast and watch the rest of that. And with that said, everyone, that is it for this video. I think that it has gone on long enough. I think we are over 30 minutes now, maybe a little bit longer than that. I'm not exactly sure. I haven't edited it down. But if you have made it this far in the video, please leave me a green heart emoji, hit the subscribe button, as well as the thumbs up. I'm going to link my Facebook giveaway down below for those that want to enter, and I will see you guys all in my next video. Bye.